Good morning, Tom Beal here, coming back. I was at the halfway point. The ocean is back that way, a mile or so, for my morning walk, and I'm continuing on another mile or so home. But I just wanted to share this. It was a little windy at the beach, so I wanted to share a video that created some value and just hopefully reaches you at a point where it was meant to reach you, which is exactly how everything unfolds in life, actually. So, chatting with some friends, chatting with some relatives, chatting with just people in general, and there's a common theme. Each and everybody that I run into is dealing with some stuff, dealing with some issues, dealing with some challenges, dealing with some problems, dealing with some difficulties that they really wouldn't want to be dealing with if they could choose to not deal with it, right? I'd rather not be handling this health issue. I'd rather not be handling this relationship issue. I'd rather not be handling this financial issue, but the reality is, that's part of life. And sometimes it's not just one. Sometimes we got a health issue, ourself or someone close to us. We got a relationship issue, ourself or someone close to us, and a financial issue, ourself or someone close to us. A triple trifecta of craziness. And that's called life. None of us are immune from difficulties, from challenges, from unexpected crap. That's how life is. That's the operating system. Until we're 6 feet under, you can expect it. So you want to expect challenges, expect chaos, expect difficulties, resting easy, knowing that you're a kick-butt problem solver. You look back on your past, you can prove that you're a kick-butt problem solver, because look at all the big problems that you've overcome. The problems that seemed insurmountable, the problems that seemed like this is the big one. I don't know how I can get out of this one. This is it. If you do, you get out of it. So I just wanted to let you know that if you are dealing with challenges, issues, surprises that have you on your knees, well, when I met with Zig Ziglar in October 2001 after September 11th, and we chatted about the terrorist attack, he said, this put us all on our knees, and that's where we need to be. That's where we're strongest. Just know this too shall pass. Just know that you will look back on this and laugh, saying, man, I can't believe I thought this was the end one. I thought this was the big one. But in retrospect, look how simple it was. Look how easy of a bump it was. Good morning, how are you? Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, you're doing looking good.
Thank you, you too. Puppy's doing well?
Yeah, good.
Meet morning friends. Have a great one. So, you'll look back on it and say, I can't believe this one I thought was the big one. I can't believe this one seemed like the insurmountable end game, end times. But you look back and you're like, you know what? Somehow, some way, where there seemed like there was no light at the end of the tunnel, I kept taking one step after the next. And yeah, I saw a light at the tunnel, and I thought for sure it was a train that was going to run me over. But sure enough, one step at a time, one day at a time, I kept walking towards that white light. And I found a way out of the desert. I found a way out of the chaos, the difficulties, the challenges that seem so strangling. And each of us, there's the old saying, looking over there, if I were to put my shoes, which were my problem, in a pile, and you were to put your shoes and your problem in a pile, and all of us had this big pile of shoes of all the different problems, and we saw all the different problems, the reality is we're like, I'll just take my shoes back, please. I'd rather have the problems that I know than the problem, man, I didn't know everybody else had all these crazy problems. So I'll just take my shoes, my problem, and get on with my life. Because in reality, if we all threw our shoes into a pile and those shoes represent our problems, we'd be like, damn, in perspective, my problem's nothing. Like, holy crap, I didn't know all these other people that I look up to, that I respect, that I admire, that I trust, have problems that make my problem look like a piece of Rice Krispies. Snap, crackle, pop. Those are the real problems. I'll just take my problems and be on my way. So think about that and put a smile on your face and look back on the things you have to be grateful for. The ability to breathe, the ability to hear, the ability to see, the ability to walk, the ability to move your arms. All of the things that I and most humans take for granted. Go back to the basics and start thinking about and reflecting on how much you have to be grateful for. Even in the darkest of times, Focus on, especially in the darkest of times, focus on, I'm gonna run across here so I don't get hit. Focus on, the things to be grateful for. And recognize, one step at a time, one day at a time, I will get through this. I'll look back and I'll laugh at this. But right now, this seems like the big one. But I'm gonna keep pressing forward, keep moving forward with a smile on my face, with gratitude, knowing that this too shall pass. And there's a quote that's not so comforting it's from two people are given credit to it, Napoleon Hill and W. Clement Stone. Every adversity carries with it the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit. So the bigger the adversity that you're going through, the bigger the benefit that's waiting for you. And if you look back and reflect on your past, you look at the real big adversities, in time, you probably see that to be true. Those were the real big lessons that you're grateful for now. You wouldn't want to wish those adversities on your worst enemy, yet you survived it, you persevered, and you gained the lessons necessary from that. So every adversity does carry with it the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit, just like Napoleon Hill and W. Clement Stone said. Those aren't comforting words when you're going through big adversities though. So just know you will look back, you will reflect on this and laugh like, holy crap, I thought that was it. I was ready to throw the white towel of surrender in. The white flag of surrender was about to go in, yet I kept on taking the steps. One step at a time, one day at a time, and sure enough, that quote became true from Napoleon Hill and W. Clement Stone. Every adversity carries with it the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit. Now, this is some serious stuff because each individual thinks that their situation is threatening. You know, it's like life or death, fight or flight. It's like, so if people saw this, they would think so badly, they would laugh at me, they would pick on me, they would make fun of me. You know what? No, they wouldn't. First of all, because, and if they would, screw them. They're not anybody you'd want to pay attention to anyhow. They're too busy with their own problems to give a crap, first of all. Second of all, just recognize everybody has stuff going on. Nobody is excluded from difficulties, from chaos, from challenges. And, you know, there's a long post from a couple years ago from Tim Ferriss. And Tim Ferriss shares a story about how he was signing autographs and this dude waited in line for a long time to get an autograph for his brother. And Tim Ferriss asked, well, where's your brother? And his brother took his life. His brother took his own life through suicide. And then Tim Ferriss, shared this emotional story and shared how while he was at Ivy League school, the big problems he was facing was his grades and how he was actually researching ways to take his own life. So there's a post on suicide by Tim Ferriss that puts this perspective of everyone going through challenges and everyone feeling like this is the biggest challenge ever. And Tim, looking back and laughing, like, here I thought grades were the end-all be-all, and he was considering taking his life over stupid grades and the judgment of the peers and the judgment of the teachers. So it's not a competition of who's got the biggest challenge. Everybody thinks their challenge is, and it is, big and important to each and every person. So go take a look at that. I'll make a comment in the first comment below this video. Take a look at that thread from Tim Ferriss, and you'll see Tony Robbins jumped in there and a whole bunch of other amazing figures jumped in there because this is serious. Problems are problems. They're chaos, they're difficulties, they're challenges, and if we don't find a way to get through them, they can stifle our happiness, our joy, our life. So I'm going to post that link in the comment below. But just remember, this too shall pass, and every adversity carries with it the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit. You're a kick-ass problem solver. You've got this, one step, one day at a time. I'll chat with you soon. Make today great. Bye for now.